Yo, what is going on, guys? Hope I'm having a fantastic day today. So, a couple of things I definitely want to go over. Just light news today. Tomorrow is the day for Eagles training camp, and cannot wait. So I want to go over the scheduling of what the training camp is going to look like for media availability, a couple things injury-wise, and, we need to kind of talk about some things. So let's get straight into it.
Because I've seen enough horror movies to know any weirdo wearing a mask is never friendly.
Yo, what's going on, guys? I hope everyone's enjoying their work week. I hope everyone's enjoying everything that's going on. Tomorrow is the day Eagles training camp does start. So a couple things. First, I want to talk about the schedule for Eagles training camp this week, if anybody is confused. Ed Kratz put out a tweet saying the availability for the media. So I actually answered his tweet and asked him, when are the beat writers going to be at practice? Like, what are the days we're going to hear about what's going on? So from what I heard so far, Eagles are reporting for training camp tomorrow on Tuesday. And then Wednesday and Friday, they will have media availability, which is press conferences in which they will be watching the whole practice and be updating us on all the practices and what's going on. So it seems like Wednesday and Friday are the only days. Saturday, they will be off. The Eagles will be off on Saturday. So hopefully we get some news. Hopefully we get a few things that we could talk about. Maybe we'll get some pictures tomorrow. Maybe we'll get some stuff tomorrow. They'll show some video tomorrow or something like that, which would be really cool. And we'll cover as much as we possibly can from what's available for us. So it should be really cool. So Wednesday and Friday are like the only 2 days this week. And then obviously things will start ramping up when they're there multiple days. And this week is going to be obviously a nice sample size. We'll get some news hopefully. So Wednesday and Friday are, like I said, only 2 days. And that's it for that. So secondly, I want to go over, there's been some injuries so far around the league. I know Hines and running back ended up tearing, I think he had an ACL injury today, an accidental injury. Which really sucks. That's why the Eagles don't have minicamp right now. They're one of 3 teams. The Eagles are one of 3 teams that don't have this minicamp thing going on, because this is how guys get injured. And you always want to get out of camp injury-free and get out of joint practices injury-free and all that great stuff. You really want to have a clean bill of health by the season starting. And sometimes guys get bruised up. It happens. But when you're not in pads and these guys are going 100%, I didn't agree with Nick Sirianni when he first came here and did this, but as the time went on, I was like, okay, well, this is better for our team, better for the health of our team, and you don't want to lose players over stupid accidents. So that was a couple guys have already been hurt already. A couple guys, I know Hines tore his ACL or had a big knee injury. Another one had a knee injury, was Chauncey Gardner-Johnson today. Joe, why are you covering Chauncey Gardner-Johnson? Who cares? Yes, I understand that. There was a lot of Eagle fans today. Now, Chauncey's fine. Okay, he had a scary injury today. He will be fine. But there was a lot of Eagle fans today that were and I'm only going to talk about this today, and that's it, because we have to get to our own business when it comes to the Philadelphia Eagles. A lot of Eagles fans were attacking Chauncey for getting hurt, and it's karma, or this is what he deserves. Like, let me tell you something. I don't get what these Eagle fans do sometimes. Like, they feel like, and I get it. Like, I get there's going to be some fans that are like that, because Chauncey has opened his mouth a good amount of times this offseason, really ever since a deal never went through, to the Philadelphia Eagles. You know what I mean? So took it back. I know from both sides, from Chauncey, from Howie, both sides. The backloaded contract, Chauncey hiring a really insufficient agent that just did not know numbers and did not know what the best deal for him was, and I think Chauncey's been trying to cover that for a while. There were Eagle fans out there that were saying some really nasty things. It's like, at the end of the day, it's like these guys just have careers and they just play football. You know what I mean? Like, as for me as a person, I never wish injury upon nobody. I don't care if it's a Cowboys player. I don't care if it's a rival player. I don't care who it is. At the end of the day, if I want Chauncey Gardner-Johnson to fail, I want him to fail at 100% health, at his best. Him just getting hurt and egging it on and celebrating it is just pretty disgusting. And there were some Eagle fans that said, there were some crucial people that said it too. And it's just, I don't know if it's for clicks, getting attention. people could say whatever the hell they want, and that's perfectly fine, but when I see stuff like that, it's just annoying because I go back to, my junior year, I broke my forearm and my hand my junior year of high school, okay? And I missed a lot of time. I didn't miss the whole season. I played with a cast on and everything later on, which was really hard to do, but, missing time, it mentally messes up these players. Sometimes it gets to these guys' heads. Now, Chauncey's fine, but if he wasn't and he was out for the whole season, that would have sucked. You know what I mean? If I want Chauncey to fail and realize that what he did going to Detroit for a one-year deal was the wrong answer for him, I want him to do it at 100% health and just fail on his own than him just getting hurt and celebrating over it like some of these Eagle fans were. And it was kind of disgusting. It was kind of pitiful. It was just uncharacteristic. Like, I don't know if some Eagle fans need to act like they're the rowdiest, the toughest fan base out there, and let me tell you, there's tough, and then there's just over the line, disgusting on how to treat somebody that gets injured. Okay, just like if you face a team that has a lot of injuries, it kind of sucks because you want to beat a team at full health. You want to beat a team that has full potential to, match up with you and not make a big deal out of it. You know what I mean? So there was some people that, kind of just said some things and, I think are apologizing for it now maybe, but, I don't respect shit like that. I mean, that's them. They do what they do. But for me at least, I don't put that's just a shitty thing to do. I don't care how much Chauncey's been talking. Like I said, if I want Chauncey to prove himself, I want Chauncey to get back at the Eagles, or if I really want revenge as an Eagles fan, I want this man to fail in Detroit this year and realize he made the wrong move at 100% health and him playing and not being the same player he was or something like that. That's what I want because I feel like that's going to hit him a lot harder, in his mind if he's healthy, and he will be healthy, so he will be playing. So there was a little bit of an injury scare with him before the news came out later that he was going to be okay, because Chauncey was actually carted off the field. So once you see someone getting carted off the field, that's just automatic. He's out for the year or missing extensive time. So I don't know. That's just me on the whole injury thing when it comes to people that speak bad about the Eagles, or people that, players, ex-players that, speak bad about the Eagles or talk too much crap, or rival players or players in the division or something like that. You always want to, you want these guys to have careers at the end of the day. But, I want to beat, I want to beat these teams badly, but but you just want to beat these teams fair and square, and you want these players to prove themselves fair and square. And I feel like, there were some people that were just, I don't know why people act that way sometimes, but it is what it is. The third thing I want to talk about today, and this was a discussion that Nick Sirianni had with the team. This was during OTAs, which is very interesting. Now, I've always wanted to know, did the Eagles ever talk about the Super Bowl after that loss? Was there ever a time where, even going into this offseason, where, the coaches spoke to the guys about, we know where we want to go. We know where we're heading this year. We know what we're aiming for this year in 2023. And there was news that came out that Nick Sirianni says he showed the Eagles confetti from the Super Bowl loss during a team meeting this offseason, quoted a pastor. He says, you can't admire the results and desire the reward if you don't embrace the routine that produces the reward. So really pretty much what he's saying is, do not look ahead and just look out. And that's what a lot of players do and a lot of teams do. Obviously, every team's top of the list achievement for, being on an NFL roster is to get to the Super Bowl and win it. Okay, Nick Sirianni saving a piece of that confetti, bringing it in and kind of saying that quote. It speaks a lot of volumes because. You can't look ahead. You got to take everything day by day. You have to look everything. You have to take care of business every single week, because once you start looking ahead to the play, it's hard. Once you're close to the playoffs, it's hard not to look towards the playoffs when you're already going there, when it looks like you're already going there. So I totally get that, because that's really hard to do. But when it comes down to the Super Bowl, this is something you have to take week by week, day by day. You have to produce the work that's going to get you to that game. And I think that's a perfect quote that Nick said to the team. Now, if you guys remember Terrell Edmonds, he actually did a podcast with some guys after OTAs and talked about actually the room in general about that Super Bowl. So he heard some squirms. He wouldn't say names. He heard a little bit of info about the Super Bowl around that locker room with the Philadelphia Eagles. And they don't talk about it that much. Like, they're not egging it on every day and they're talking about it every single day to where it's obsessive. They've been talking about it here and there. Like, there's a chip on the shoulder. They're a little pissed off in that locker room about what happened in that game and how everything turned out. And, you know, some of these players are pissed off. And I like to hear that. I mean, I don't want them to obsess over it, but I like that, you know, if it gives them a little bit of a push, you know, because teams that end up in the Super Bowl never really go back there for a while. You know what I mean? So from the Eagles have done from 17 to 23 and being in the playoffs most years, they've been pretty close at times, and time. You know, obviously this is a different team now. You know, these are two different teams, two different Super Bowls, two different outcomes, two different teams. But you know, I think what you know Nick did here was great, and I think you know there's good things going to happen. You know what I mean? Like I said, you got to take it day by day, week by week, game by game, and that's what the outcome is going to be. I think Nick has done a fantastic job keeping these guys in line, and this culture starts with Nick, and then it goes to really Jalen Hurts gravitating this team towards him, and I think that's been a big benefactor. It's been a benefactor just from the leaders we have, but not just the benefactor of that, but the benefactor of you know, having guys come back for cheaper, you know, coming back for less money, and players believe in what we're doing, and I think that's one of the most important things going into this year, which is awesome. So I just wanted to talk on that real quick. Just light news today, nothing crazy, because there's really nothing going on until, you know, we hit training camp tomorrow. We're probably not going to have any news on depth chart or anything like that, but we're going to see, obviously, the Philadelphia Eagles will release what they want to release. Hopefully some Kelly Greens, hopefully something, maybe some pictures, maybe some, you know, we'll cover whatever they come out with tomorrow, just, you know, because I love just seeing all that training camp for the first time, and which is awesome. So you guys let me know in the comment section what you guys think of the whole Chauncey situation, how Eagles fans have treated him really since this injury scare that, you know, is not an injury scare anymore. He's going to be fine. Do you think Eagle fans are too hard on players when they get hurt? Do you think it's great to celebrate a player's injury, you know, even if this player hasn't been a big fan favorite of Philadelphia, or used to be and then wasn't in the offseason? Do you think, you know, going into training camp, you know, what are you most excited? What are you looking for this week, and what are you most excited for coming out of training camp? What position are you most excited for to see the camp battle happen with? You know, so a lot of things here to talk about. And what do you guys think of Nick Sirianni's quote to the team during the offseason of this year, and mentioning the Super Bowl at the Confetti and that quote in general? You guys let me know. And I'll see you guys on the next one. You guys have a fantastic day. I can't talk today. Shake Squad up, follow us live. Peace out, guys. Peace.